Ode to Blackthought. I had a dream I went to see the Roots. The atmosphere was electric. Questlove played an eternal break of undoubted flavour to call out Blackthought, who rushed the stage like a floating spirit, both hurrying and taking time in one. Tariq was draped down in a black silk cloak that covered the whole stage. The cape of sorts was embroidered with red lines that ran parallel throughout the cloth, like the blood vessels of midnight streets in Philadelphia. And his cadence embodied revolution. Like the dreams of my youth, when in sleep I sought out validation of favoured artists, I woke myself up with a croaked tenor voice, proclaiming, I need that. I was speaking of the cape. If only I could wear its skin like my own and feel what it feels to be the sound of reverence and just rest. Rest in it. So that poem was called Ode to Blackthought, and it's from my debut book, Safe Metamorphosis. I guess the poem's about exactly what the title says it is, you know? It's an ode of appreciation, it's an ode of gratitude to one of my favourite poets, one of my favourite MCs, Blackthought of the Roots. And I guess there's a bigger message of appreciation to hip-hop culture and everything it gave me. I think about my time as a teenager and how I was so in desperate need of an expressionistic outlet, and to see my feelings represented and to see where I was at philosophically represented, to see my feelings and thoughts of depression or anxiety or my worries about isolation or social anxiety, to see that represented. And geography wasn't such a big deal for me, you know. It's like I wasn't going to the local show. I was a child of the internet, so I was discovering art online. I was discovering realms of culture online, whether that be in the States or in Europe. So hip-hop culture really touched me, and through the vehicle of Things Fall Apart, an album by The Roots, I learned that poetry didn't always have to be sweet, and it wasn't something elitist, and it wasn't something inherently whitewashed. You know, poetry could be something true. It could be something true to my experiences, to my friends' experiences, to my community's experiences. More often than not, hip-hop is discredited or, you know, infantilized or treated as something that's uncivilized or robbed of its poetic credibility, of its intellectual property, at least in media and, you know, in academia. And it's just not the case. That sort of tarnished view or perspective of hip-hop is very much void, because everything that I learned about the world, if you will, was in some way sparked by the culture of hip-hop. You know, my study for philosophy, my understanding of politics, my understanding of race, and me feeling more comfortable in my own skin and in my identity was sparked in some way by hip-hop. So I have hip-hop to thank. This poem is an ode to hip-hop culture, and also an ode to, I guess, the forefathers of the culture, and you know, the people that helped sew and glue this culture and alchemize this culture. I see a hip-hop artist as a true poet. I see a hip-hop artist as a community philosopher. And I see hip-hop as a beautiful folk art. And I spend every day participating or studying the culture of hip-hop, but I want to spend Black History Month publicly paying credit to that. So yeah, my name is Otis Mensah, and that was an ode to Blackthought. Hey, who's your favourite poet? They're expecting me to be like, William Wordsworth. And I'm like, Blackthought, Open Mike Eagle, Billy Woods, you know? And I repeat that a lot because it's important to me, and those poets are truly important to me.